Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Texas Voice of College Football Live. I am your host, Matthew Miller. You can find me there on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. An exciting couple days for Texas. They joined the SEC, and today we finally hit on a commitment. Four-star defensive lineman Smith Orogbo from Elite Hastings High School in Texas. We will share his profile here real quick. And here it is. And finally, Texas gets a big commitment, guys, especially on the defensive line. You know, we lose Josiah Sharma. We lose Myron Charles to Florida State. And then Dorian Brew goes to Oregon, which was not expected, honestly. I thought it was going to be Texas or Ohio State. Oregon snuck in there. They are dropping bags left and right, and no complaint. That's what college football is at this point, and we're playing catch-up with those guys right now. But let's talk about the guy we did get. This is a guy, to me, very, very high upside. I think he has just as much upside as anyone in our class currently or anyone that we could possibly get. This guy's 6'4", 220 pounds, very long wingspan. I believe 80 inches, continuing to grow as well. Another scary thing about this guy, 3 years of organized football. 3 years of organized football, and he's a four-star recruit. Number 22 defensive lineman in the country, according to 247. If you want to go by composite, he's the 13th. This is a guy, like I said, with high upside. He's bendy. He's athletic. He's slippery. He's a guy that when you watch him on tape, great get-off at the line of scrimmage, jumping snap counts and stuff like that. And then it's really hard to get your hands on him. That's really good for a defensive lineman. Right away, he does have a frame, like I said, that you think can put on weight, hopefully quickly too. I don't really see this guy coming here year one and competing for big-time minutes. I think year two is when you're going to see him really take off. But he's also a really good complement on the other side of Lance Jackson. Lance Jackson is a big guy that's going to be really good against the run. This guy is going to be one of those twitchy edge rushers that can bend and get to the quarterback. So they complement each other beautifully in this class, and it's really exciting to add him. Like I said, great athleticism and also a great motor. And that makes for someone, if you watch his tape, he never is out of a play. Like I said, this guy is very raw. He's only played football for 3 years. So sometimes you'll see him make a mistake, but it doesn't stop him from getting to where he needs to go, because guess what? He decides, you know what? I can still make this play because of his high motor. And then with his athletic ability, he's able to make the play. It kind of reminds me, they're not the same player, but of Anthony Hill last year playing middle linebacker. Anthony Hill had all sorts of mistakes. There was multiple plays versus Alabama where he's running the wrong way and the play goes the opposite way. But then he decides, you know what? I can still make this play, gets on his horse, gets over there and makes the play because of the athletic ability. And that's kind of what this guy does, but getting after the quarterback. So I'm really intrigued by him. I think he's got a really good future here at Texas, and it's much needed. Like I said, Texas has struggled recruiting defensive linemen for a long time. It's starting to change under Stark at the edge position, at least. You got Colton Bosick, Ethan Burke, Barron Sorrell, Colin Simmons, who just came in last year. Now you add Lance Jackson, you add Smith Orogbo. And this is a guy that's also very interested in academics. That's something Mark and I talked about a couple of videos ago. When he came on his visit, he came alone, guys. His parents have never been to the University of Texas. They have never been. And I said, that's an uphill battle, but Texas climbed this battle. They won that battle. And it was, to me, if you really care about athletics, he was down to Washington, Texas Tech, Texas, and Oklahoma. Texas is the best school out of those four. It's not really particularly close either. So in the end, I think the combination of football with athletics, he was able to convince his parents, hey, you know what? I really like this place. It's close to home. This is where I want to go. And his parents were on board. His parents were like, yeah, you know what? University of Texas is pretty damn good with that academics, and he likes the athletic part of it. So it kind of worked out in the end. Like I said, only 3 years of organized football. So I expect his trajectory to go sky high, guys. This is a guy, in my opinion, I think with the frame, with what you see on tape, I think we get 3 years of him, and I think he's gone after that. I really do. I think he's that good of a player. Like I said, I don't expect much the first year unless he puts on a ton of weight. It says he weighs 220. If you look at him and other places have him around 210, I believe that is more likely. He's going to have to put on 30 to 40 pounds and 30 to 40 solid pounds. Zeno Umuluzulu came in, and he's put on like 40 pounds since he's been at the University of Texas. If that guy can do this, then I can eat my words, and he can compete right away. But I think early on, edge rusher, that's what he comes in as. You're going to see him not with his hand in the dirt, but standing up at the outside linebacker position because we're pretty versatile on defense. And I think that's his best position. I think later on, when he does put on that weight, you can see him put his hand in the ground and be a real defensive lineman and help on the run and also get to the quarterback. But early on, I fully expect pass rusher. The staff has done a really good job of taking these young guys and like getting them acclimated very slowly, but letting them do things that they're naturally good at. You saw that with Anthony Hill as a pass rusher. I fully expect to see that with Colin Simmons this year, getting most of his snaps in third in passing situations or second in passing situations. I really don't think he's going to be very good against run. I could eat my words on that as well, because most freshmen are. Most freshmen are very eager to get to the quarterback and make plays, and they're not as good at versus the run. They kind of run themselves out of plays, but we'll see, guys. I'm really excited about this. This is Texas, 14th commitment right now. We got John Mills a couple weeks back. So we're climbing those rankings. Right now, we're 17th in the country, and we're going to continue to climb. Sark still can get this as a top 5 class. I fully believe that. Let's see if he can get, what would that be, his 3rd or 4th top 5 class in a row. So he's done a great job recruiting. The defensive line's good. Guys, we don't even have to worry about quarterback anymore. He's done great with that. Offensive line, if we can land one more guy in this class, he's done really well with that for, 3 years in a row now. It's really the interior defensive line, and we'll talk about that later, guys. Check out my video tomorrow. We're going live with the Texas A&M fan, so we can talk about that more on that show. But thank you guys for being here. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Hook 'em, guys.